Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of 1066 Tears to Many Mothers, which is currently on Kickstarter. Right now my King Harold here is pretty shaken already, so he has lost half of his health points, but right now that's kind of okay because there aren't any archers on the board or bowmen whatnot, so I think overall we are doing pretty much okay. We are pretty close completing this objective E here, then it's objective F, and afterwards we are heading directly to Hastings, and then we can start doing some actual damage on those wedges here. Keep in mind, the first player to get 2 of those wedge cards wins the game. On the other hand, I can also win by defeating William the Bastard here, but the same is true for myself, so if King Harold dies, I'm out of the game as well. Okie dokie, let's start the round by drawing 2 new cards, and this is actually pretty good. Ferocious Resolution. Attached to a unit, it gains Seal +2. Wow, that's really great. We can definitely use it for the next objective. And here we have Sneaky Spearman as an action. Okay, basically ranged units as well. Awesome. Okay, overall that was really a very good draw. It's a risk, but I think I want to play the Ferocious Resolution on this unit here. So it has now Seal 2, Might 2 and 3 health points, which is good. The problem still is, normally all of the event cards from the Norman player will automatically target our archers here, or ranged units, so it's a risk that we can lose both of those cards, but right now that's still okay. I have to pay 1 resource point. That's not really that big of a deal, so let's tire her, and then it's over to William. Let's see what he does. Here we see a Breton cavalry with 2. No, he's not able to play this card, so he will not do it, or he doesn't do anything this turn, which is good. So I think last procedure is every year. We are going to activate our local archers, which means William also just took his 4th wound. That's overall not that bad, to be honest. That's very good. Unfortunately, he's still gonna play a card character with 1. No, there is no chance. We will not play this guy, and I think I will pass. I still have 2 more resources, but I don't feel like it, to be honest, because I don't need them at this point in time. I could really use those resources in order to stop an event card, because after I've passed, he's still going to play another card. Norman Maceman, value of 2, and again he's not going to replace a card because all of those are more expensive than those Macemen here. Awesome. Okay, then I should have really considered doing whatever, playing another card, but yeah, that's too late now. Let's move into the objective phase. That's more than enough seal points we have. Now we are gather forces in London on 6th of October. It's now 3, so this is definitely something, and good is that I have played this seal card, but I still get to draw a new card. So let's see what we got. Another unit, Seol Militia. When Blade Cunning, tire 1 enemy unit in this card switch. Okay, this can be helpful, and also provides 1 resource. Oh, that's good. That's really good. And let's check the seal points for William. We have 5, we have 6, -1, that's 5. So in total 5 hit points on this, yeah, lawful claim here. He's still not through that, which is definitely a good news for us. And I think this was pretty much it. Let's start our next round by drawing our 2 cards here. New Battle Axeman. We know those guys, they are pretty useful, to be honest. We can sacrifice them in order to take out another unit. And here we have character followers. When played support, play another card at cost -1. It also brings a lot of points. That's definitely a very cool card. But the first thing we're gonna do is to use our local archers again and target William again. Only 3 more wounds left. Awesome. But let's see what he does. Here we see an event action. Remove 2 damage from 1 unit or character. Ha! That's really a pity because Harold is neither a character or a unit, so we cannot play this card. Whew, that was kind of lucky. another event. What is this? Deals 6 damage to invasion of Sussex objective. We don't have that in play yet. Or he will play a card at cost -3. So this is what he's going to do. What do we have here? Another event. The Saxon player discards 2 cards of his choice. Yeah, this is what I will do. Nothing I can do about it. I could cancel this event, but I think there are worse out there, or way worse cards out there. So I think I will discard this unit. It's a resource unit, but I think that's best I can do right now. And this expensive character here, very powerful, but I think right now still far out. And I think I have other plans with William anyway. Okay, I think I will spend 1 resource to play Saxon Bloodlust, deal 2 damage to an enemy in row 1. And I think for now I want to get rid of Hudemore 4. He has 2 health points, so he's out. It's just an enemy. Again, they're not closing his gap, so this character is out. It had 3 might points, which is definitely quite a lot. Over to William, and he will... come on. Okay, he will play this card. And here I was really hoping for something cheap or so, but yeah, this is pretty much replacing it with an even stronger card. So this guy now has 3 health points, and the other one simply had 2. Really a waste. And again, I still have 2 more resources left, but I don't see the need to play another card right now, because he will make it through to objective D anyway this round, so there's not real, well, there's no driver, so yeah. Let's pass. Let's play his probably last card for this round, Breton Bowman. I think before we had the Flemish Bowman, but they only have a cost of 2. And again, we only have higher value cards on the battlefields right now, so he will not be able to play those guys. Awesome. This was really, really great. Okay, moving to the objective phase. She's tired. Those guys are tired. Unfortunately, they would also provide some seal points, but I think they are better off fighting William up there. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and here's 1, 2, 7 seal points. -3 is 4. We are getting there. We are getting there. That's pretty cool. And we really don't have to do any counting whatsoever. He was also able to defeat this objective. And it's still another seal battle here. Dedication of Matilda's Abbey. William attends the dedication of the Holy Trinity at Saint-Étienne in Seine. His wife Matilda's endowments witnessed. That's his next goal. Let's start the next round by drawing 2 more cards. And wow, here we have 2 beautiful cards. This one, again, the artwork is amazing and it's great. Play 1 card at cost -3. That's cool. And here we see, we know those 2-handed axes. Destroy 1 enemy unit with seal 0. So here it really has to be seal 0. Okay. That's cool, that's cool. But before we do anything else, again, we will activate our local archers. And again, they will hit William the Bastard. He's now at 6 wounds, only 2 more to go. That's incredibly close. I've never done this in my former solo plays. Never got close. I think I was at 5. This was my highest score in respect to wounds. But I think we were really lucky in respect to our archers and whatnot. But still, he gets to play a card in return. And here we see another character worth 2. No, it's not going to play that card. And I think then it's time to activate her again. She will play the local resources. This says play 1 card at cost -3. And I think I will play the Sneaky Spearman. I still have to play 1 more card, to be honest, or 1 resource, and I think I will do that with Leofric, the Abbot of Peterborough. Coming back to William, what do we have here? That's a 3. Again, he cannot play those cards. I'm really incredibly lucky here. Again, I cannot express that too much. He will definitely go through this objective also relatively soon, but still, I think he may be dead before he gets to Hastings, to be honest, because he's not going to play, or is not able to play those cards. Overall, that's great for me, of course. And I think, again, I want to pass. So he gets to play his last card this round, another character. He cannot play this character. Wow, again, incredibly lucky. So we jump right into the objective phase. So let's tally up our zeal points. 3, 4 and 5. -3 is just what we needed in order to close this objective. Awesome. Therefore we get to draw a card. What did we get here? Another battle axe man. Awesome. Those guys are really helpful. And yeah, now we are at Hastings. Harold takes the high ground of Calbeck Hill and the Franco-Norman army attacks repeatedly all day. Harold is killed, the English army is broken, and William camps on the field of victory. Not too sure in this alternate history, to be honest, because there's a good chance that we might take him out instead of him killing us. Awesome. Let's see what William does, and I think nothing has changed. He still has 5, 6 seal points. That's the case. -1 is 5 again, so he will not get to objective E. Right now I don't really know what it is, but this is already the end of the round. In theory we would now see the wedge phase because one of us is at Hastings, but this only is true when you are at Hastings at the start of the round. So as of next turn I'm considered to be at Hastings here. Okay, let's start our next round. Let's draw 2 new cards, and here we see the swordsman. We know those guys already, and here we see a tactic card. This gives us 1 zeal point until the end of the round as an action. Okay, can be helpful maybe a little bit earlier in the game, but yeah, I will take those cards anyway. But let's continue to follow our battle plan here. Again, we will activate our local archers. They will hit William up there. Let's see how he responds. Again, he cannot play this card. Unbelievable. Really unbelievable. And I think just to be on the safe side, I want to play those battle axe men here. I have to generate 3 resources. So 1 here, 1 there. And I think 1 card I will simply discard. This will be this tactic card. I think I really don't need it anymore. Yep, this was my turn. So let's see what he does. This is a 5. Odo, Bishop of Bayeux. He will definitely play Odo now. And currently the lowest scoring card is a 3. And characters always prefer row 3 here. So William will be removed from the game. He can get some additional resources cheaper, but he doesn't really care about it. He has a hell of a lot of money in theory. Now it's back to us. In theory, I could not do a very bold move, to be honest. So I could activate Harold Godwinson here. This allows me to move 1 Saxon unit or character to a different wedge. So in theory, I could move those guys, whatever, over here. They would automatically close the gap here, and then I could use them in the next, basically with my next activation right away and take out William, who happens to have only 1 more hit point left. That's a fact. So we could win this game. Unfortunately, this would also mean we would have to have him play 2 action cards or 2 potential action cards. So there is a chance that as soon as those guys up here, a nasty card shows up which immediately kills a unit, basically my spearmen here. Then my plan will vanish into thin air. So I have to move those guys back, and whatever will take considerably longer. Right now, this guy is only at objective D, so he will not reach Hastings anytime soon. So I still have at least a full turn left in order to take out William the Bastard. So I think in this case, why hurry? We still have plenty of time. It's definitely a chicken move, but I really want to win this game. I want to make sure to win this game. So I will pass, which means he will play his last card, Spearman Cavalry. This is exactly what I was afraid of. So in this case, he will replace another card, and yeah, he will totally replace this card in the same wedge as Harold. So they go here, he goes there. So this is pretty much the end of the turn and most likely now also the end of the game. So we will skip our objective phase entirely because we are already at Hastings. It's not the same for William here, so but he will definitely destroy this objective here, and now he will see a battle objective. The Norman set sail on September, or sometime in September. Okay, now this is really a might battle that he has to go through, but this is now the very first round where we see an actual wedge battle. And this is kind of unfortunate that I really cannot show you a proper wedge battle at this point in time, because there are two phases in a wedge battle. The first phase would be a power of might, but you can only do that when both of the, let's say, armies are at Hastings at the start of this term. Right now only Harold is at Hastings, so we could skip this might battle here. And the way how this works is pretty much each side, for each wedge you sum up your might point, and whoever is highest is allowed to do damage, and the damage is basically the difference between those wedge points. So in this case, most of the wedges would have been won by William. But again, we skip this phase in this case because right now he's not at Hastings, but there is still a seal phase in the same thing, and it works pretty similar. But unfortunately, the player who's currently not at Hastings can only fend off the other player, but he cannot do damage himself. So in this case, we check wedge 1. Right now we only have one ready card here. That's Harold himself with 3 seal points. On the Norman side, we have Ralph de Tosny. He has 2 seal points. So in this case, we clearly won this seal battle here. So we are allowed to place 1 wound token here out of 10. Keep in mind, with seal combat, you can never do more than 1 damage point. Independent of what the difference between the seal rating is, maximum is only 1, unfortunately. So the majority of damage is really done by the might battle. Makes sense of some sort. Let's check wedge 2. Right now I don't have any seal points here whatsoever. That's 0, so I cannot do any more damage to wedge number 2. And unfortunately for William, he cannot do the same because again he's not at Hastings, even though he has a higher seal value in this wedge. Let's move over to wedge 3. Currently we have 3 seal points. The Norman player only has 1, which means we get to place another damage point on this wedge 3. This concludes the wedge phase and also the end of the round. So let's ready all of our cards. I have exactly 6 cards, so I am allowed to draw 2 more. Here we have some spearmen, here we have some house cards, but I really don't care about those cards anymore because I will simply activate my local archers again, and they will place their 8th wound on Harold. And his leader ability says if this card is destroyed, the normal player loses the game. Woohoo! Can you believe that? But to be fair, I was incredibly lucky in this game. Because if those guys would have moved to Hastings, let's do the math. So I think Harold, he has 3 might points. Let's just go through this red here. So that's 3 plus 2, that's 5 plus 2, that's 7. Our best shot would be 2 plus 1, that's 3, it's 6. But that's already the best shot. And normally you're really trying to use your archers whenever you can. So let's just consider those guys would not have been available, so then it would have been only 4 points. So he would do 3 points of damage each wedge phase, and this can go on the left hand side. So at wedge 3, that's even worse. So we have 4 points, 3 points. Okay, I think this is out because we have this character no longer in play, but still good enough. So that's 6 points, 9 points versus 3 basically. So there he would inflict 6 damage points each wedge phase. So he would have taken out those wedges in no time. So again, incredibly lucky. Yeah, that's how you play 1066 Tears to Many Mothers. Again, I have to say that Tristan really knows how to design a balanced and just working game. Well, he contributed so many cool variants, extra stuff to existing cool board games out there. So yeah, he really knows how games should feel like. again, another job well done. This one here has a very intriguing theme, and even though you were looking at prototype components, obviously, you can already see how awesome this game will look like when it's finished. What I really like here is that I don't have to create a deck or have to continue purchasing booster packs and whatnot. Here I have a deck of cards and I have to live with it as it is. Don't get me wrong, I really like games like Lord of the Rings or the card game basically, but I'm simply terrible at creating my deck, so thanks Tristan for doing that for me here. Again, this is really an awesome game, and yeah, Tristan knows exactly what he's doing, and I strongly suggest check out the campaign on Kickstarter. I really hope you enjoyed my little playthrough of 1066 Tears to Many Mothers. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and yeah, until then, bye bye.